There is something you probably consume every day. It looks harmless, clean, familiar, almost perfect. It's in your coffee, your breakfast, your habits. And yet, this same thing has been called a superfood and a silent threat. What makes this even stranger is that science, real science, still doesn't fully agree on it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why. Milk. For some, it's a symbol of health, strength, growth. For others, it's something to avoid, question, even fear. So which one is it? Or, what if that question itself is the problem? Let's start with something simple. Milk is not just a drink. It is one of the most complex biological systems you consume. It contains complete proteins, meaning all essential amino acids your body needs. It contains fats for energy, calcium for bones, vitamins like B12 and D, and beyond that, over 200 bioactive compounds that interact with your body in ways we are still trying to fully understand, as highlighted in reviews published in Food and Nutrition Research. At first glance, it's almost too perfect, but there's a catch. This system was never designed for you as an adult. In nature, milk has a very specific purpose. It supports rapid growth early in life. Then it disappears. Your body follows that same logic. After childhood, it begins to reduce the production of an enzyme called lactase, the enzyme responsible for breaking down lactose, the sugar in milk. So naturally, most humans lose the ability to digest milk efficiently. But something unusual happened around 10,000 years ago. Some human populations began consuming milk beyond infancy. Over generations, certain groups developed a genetic adaptation, lactase persistence. Their bodies kept producing the enzyme. They didn't just drink milk, they evolved with it. But here's the part most people don't realize. This adaptation did not happen everywhere. Today, about 65% of the global population has some degree of lactose intolerance, according to global data compiled by World Population Review. That means for the majority of humans, milk is not naturally easy to digest. And yet, we still treat it as a universal health food. So now we have a contradiction. Milk is nutritionally dense, but biologically, not everyone handles it the same way, and this is where things start to get complicated. Let's talk about bones. Milk is rich in calcium, and calcium is essential for bone health. So the logic seems obvious. Drink milk leads to get calcium, leads to build stronger bones. But when researchers started looking closer, the story changed. A major review published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that higher milk consumption does not consistently correlate with reduced fracture risk in adults. In some cases, the effect is minimal. In others, it's unclear. So milk provides calcium, but that doesn't automatically mean stronger bones, because bone health depends on more than just one nutrient. It involves vitamin D, physical activity, hormonal balance, and overall diet. So again, simple idea, complex reality. Now let's move to the heart. For years, dairy, especially full-fat dairy, was linked to cardiovascular disease because of saturated fats. The assumption was straightforward. More saturated fat leads to higher cholesterol, leads to higher heart risk. But newer large-scale analyses began to challenge this. A systematic review of over 100 studies published in Nutrients found no consistent evidence that dairy consumption increases the risk of heart disease. In fact, some findings suggest neutral or even slightly protective effects in certain contexts. So milk is bad for the heart, but also, maybe not. Another contradiction. Now cancer. This is where things get even more sensitive. Some observational studies have suggested possible links between high dairy intake and certain cancers, like prostate cancer, But when researchers analyze broader data sets, the picture becomes far less clear. According to summaries from organizations like Cancer Research UK, milk consumption may actually be associated with a reduced risk of colorectal cancer, potentially due to its calcium content. So again, risk in one area, protection in another. No simple answer. At this point, you might feel something strange happening. We started with a simple question: is milk good or bad? But every time we try to answer it, the answer splits, and splits again, and again. So what's going on? Why does something so common become so unclear under scientific scrutiny? Here's where we need to pause, because this is the turning point, the moment where most people expect a conclusion, a final answer. But instead, this is where everything breaks. Maybe the problem is not milk. Maybe the problem is the question. We keep asking, is it good or is it bad? But reality doesn't work in binaries. Biology doesn't follow yes or no logic. It operates in ranges, probabilities, contexts. Milk can be beneficial. And now, join our exploratory journey. Subscribe to the channel now to receive our knowledge capsules as soon as they are released.